Hello. Today we're going to talk about the mansion tax. Will the Labour government announce this in the autumn budget? What form will it take? And who will it affect? And will it increase the demand for low-cost houses as buyers try to avoid this tax? Now, reports in the media suggest that the Labour government is considering a disguised wealth tax on the rich, which could be in the form of a mansion tax. Labour has leaked several new policy ideas prior to the autumn budget as possible options that could fill the black hole of 20 billion to 50 billion in their spending plans, without them having to raise the three main taxes. Many of these options affect the property sector, but most of these may not be implemented. If they are implemented, then they will have two main effects. Firstly, the extra costs will be passed through the system onto tenants. And this will happen as the demand for property remains high and supply is limited. Secondly, it will frighten off some landlords and investors, which may further reduce supply. Investors that stay or enter the market would, in my view, be better off as there will be opportunities for even better returns in the long term. Now, this mansion tax option is clearly targeting the rich, but will it have consequences for other sections of the property market? It may also benefit investors indirectly in that the demand for lower cost houses may increase as the demand shifts away from high-priced homes. The plan may consist of two parts, an annual charge and also a capital gains tax when such expensive homes are sold. I won't go into the details as there is much uncertainty, but the annual charge may apply to houses over 500,000 or even 1.5 million. This would be paid every year. It could be around 1% of the property value, although other figures have been mentioned. This annual charge may also replace a stamp duty and council tax for these more expensive houses. But at this stage, all of this is speculation. And the tax on sale of very expensive homes is in the form of capital gains tax. Now, at present, the home you live in is exempt from capital gains tax. A capital gains tax on a 1.5 million house purchased for 500,000 many years ago would be about 24% of the 1 million gain, which is an extra £240,000 in tax. Now, many feel that capital gains tax in the UK is an unfair tax as it doesn't take into account the gains that are simply made due to inflation. Now, if this mansion tax did happen and the capital gains tax was implemented, the biggest issues would be for homeowners in London and the South who may have purchased a home many years ago for a low value, and now that home is worth well over £1 million. It's clearly a problem for such owners, but it's not clear how this will affect the property market. Will homeowners rush to sell before this tax is applied? Or will it stop them selling and downsizing in order to avoid such a huge tax bill? Will the prices at the high end fall? Or will they increase because no one is selling, so there is a limited supply? It'll be good to get your views on this. Now, long-term data has always shown that on average, the capital growth on houses in the UK over the very long term is similar. In general terms, houses everywhere and at all price points have grown at a very similar rate. They've doubled in value every 12 years on average. However, I think over the next 10 years, such a mansion tax may stagnate the growth on very expensive houses and could increase capital growth on low-cost houses. So for investors who are looking to buy low-cost property for income and long-term growth, now may be a good time to invest. The Labour government has promised to significantly increase the supply of new build houses, but due to many reasons, mainly related to excessive regulation, delays, and high building costs, this is not going to happen to a significant degree. And I cover this in another video. The supply is likely to remain low whilst demand continues to increase due to gradual population growth. And the historical trend of rising house prices and rents will continue, especially at the lower end of the market. Please comment below and let me know what you think about the government plans for this mansion tax. How do you think it'll affect the property market? Will it make it more attractive for investors to buy in the north, where prices are currently very low? What will happen in London, where there's many properties well over £1 million in value? And should investors who have expensive property in the south sell their expensive property in London and buy multiple low-cost houses in the north? Tell me what you think. If you find this video useful, please tap the like button and subscribe to our channel. I believe that many of the ideas floated on property taxes are not likely to happen when the government work out that most of the increased costs are going to be eventually paid by tenants. Please watch the message related to our sponsor at the end. Thanks for watching.
If you want to invest in property and get 7% net rent, long-term capital growth, no costs or liabilities ever, do nothing yourself and be living anywhere in the world, then consider Find UK Property. They provide 100% passive investment solutions for long-term income from freehold properties starting at under 80k. You get a property that is affordable, fully renovated, already rented out, contractually guaranteed and productive from day one. You become the owner and rent it back to Find UK Property so that they become your tenants and look after all aspects of the property in a fully compliant way. You never need to deal with tenants, estate agents, or do any property maintenance or repairs, or pay for any costs. Find UK Property look after over 2,500 houses, all of which are sublet to their own tenants. And on average, they get more rent from their tenants than they have to pay the property owners. So that way they can cover all the property costs. Their solutions are great for those wanting to retire on pension type income or gradually build large property portfolios passively in a tax efficient manner. Please visit the website at findukproperty.com and speak to a consultant today.